This week's shoutout goes to King Cameron and Bodki Malone. Well done for guessing the nicknames correctly. I would have done this shoutout last week, but I just plumb forgot. Also, just a little heads up, this video was made before the most recent update for Blazing Emerald. So just keep that in mind. Any videos I do in the future will be on the most current version of the game. Alright, now enjoy the video. After a poll I did a few weeks ago, most of you guys seem interested in monotype Pokemon challenges. So let's beat Pokemon Blazing Emerald with only electric types. This is a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald.
No shit.
As with most of the other hacks I've covered, this includes most of the bells and whistles of modern Pokemon games, physical special split, Pokemon from future generations, and improved AI, etc, etc. It also has a bunch of Fakemon and even new regional forms, some of which are super badass, and it also has a bunch of new moves added in. In terms of battle prowess, the electric type has had a consistent role since it was introduced in Generation 1. Most fully evolved electric Pokemon hit hard and fast, making them glass cannons. As always, the rules for this run are rather obvious. I can only use electric type Pokemon in battle. I can't use any items in battle except for held items and Pokeballs. And that's it really. If you enjoyed this video, then remember to like, subscribe and click the bronze zone for future content. My goal is to reach 5k by the end of the year, and we are slowly but surely getting there. Come on, we can do it. I've been looking forward to this challenge for a while, so let's go. Now in this game, you don't get the choice of Trico, Torchic or Mudkip. Instead you can pick from Clefairy, Eevee and Pikachu. Obviously we pick the electric mouse and begin on our merry way. Now before the battle with May, I managed to catch a Shinx on the first route available. If you're wondering how, it's because the woman who normally gives you a potion outside the Pokemon actually gives a Pokeball instead. The first battle with May was the typical easy rival fight. Shinx did have a speed tie with her Bulbasaur, so sometimes she would get her growls in before we could leer her, but we beat her for an easy first victory. Outside Rustef Tunnel, I caught a Mareep. Ampharos has been a good Pokemon, and it's bound to be even better now, because in this game it has a new ability called Charged Wool. This acts like something like Pixelate. It turns normal moves into electric moves, and gives them a little power boost. Sweet. I made sure to evolve both Mareep and Shinx before taking on Roxanne, but all I needed in the end was my newly evolved Flaffy. Since we have both Double Kick and an Adamant nature, we were able to kick down all of her rock Pokemon pretty easily. This surprised me, as I actually tried beating her twice before I caught Mareep, and lost pretty badly. Oh well, I guess you could say we rocked Roxanne. While in Dewford Town, I went fishing and found myself a Tentacle. This thing has a regional form in this game that is water electric, and that's a great type combo. Also, while in Granite Cave, I caught myself the regional form of Dunsparce. This also has a dragon type evolution. Hard to believe that I haven't even challenged the second gym yet, and we've already got over 2/3 of our team. Speaking of the second gym, in this game we fight a new character called Blake, who specialises in dark types. Flaffy took big damage off of his first two Pokemon, but was able to beat them down all the same. We did faint to his Houndour, but Luxio was able to come in and clean up, so overall a pretty simple fight. Next up is the battle with May under Cycling Road, and just like in the base game, this one was pretty tricky. It started off well enough with Flaffy taking out her Wingull, but Tentacle got demolished by her Ponyta. After I took it out, her Ivysaur caused me a fair bit of trouble with numerous critical hits from Razor Leaf, and for this point in the game, it's also pretty bulky. I eventually took it out thanks to a combo of Leer and Headbutt. Normally I wouldn't cover the Wally battle outside the third gym, but this one has the potential to be threatening, only it wasn't like that this time. Luxio put in some major work, one-shotting his Swablu and critting both his Magnemite and Curlier for an easy knockout. GG. Now Watson started off really easy. It seemed that his Pokemon only had electric attacks, so having Dunsparce block them with Lightning Rod made the first two Pokemon a real joke, especially when I could put them to sleep with Yawn, and drop the defense with Rock Smash. But his third Pokemon, Electrode, decided to explode and left Dunsparce vulnerable to his Magnezone. After that it became a chore of dropping his defenses as much as possible in order to take him out. It wasn't until my very last Pokemon that was able to bring this guy down. That battle was rougher than a badger's ass. Now I thought that Archie was going to be an easy sweep, since Tentacle has now evolved, and the fight did start well with me demolishing his regional form of Teddiursa. but his Camerupt managed to withstand a quad-effective Bubble Beam. Must have skipped leg day. I finished it with Luxray, but then got burned by his Typhlosion, so I just resorted to Leers and eventually finished it off with Dunsparce. Before we can fight Flannery, Wally challenges us to a rematch, but Tentacruel swept his whole team. We have a new move called Thunderclap, which is basically an electric version of Extreme Speed. Thanks to this and his Magneton powering us up with our ability, we won easily. Now Flannery actually required a bit of leveling up, since I actually lost my first attempt pretty badly. I know this attempt looks pretty easy with Tentacruel, but that's only because we leveled up enough to one-shot her Larvesta. If I hadn't have done that, she would have set up the sun, and that would have brought down my entire team, especially since her Pokemon hit like a blazing freight train. Norman was his usual difficult self. This fight took 2 attempts, and on both of them his Linoone paralysed Tentacruel with Body Slam, which made it a sitting jellyfish once it ran out of Thunderclaps. His Exploud and Slacking then managed to go on a bit of a killing spree, taking out several team members. But not before my newly evolved Drasparath put Slacking to sleep with Yawn. From there, Luxray dropped his attack with Intimidate, and took him down with a few Thunderclaps after dropping his defences again. I honestly didn't expect to still be using Leer at this point in the game. While doing the new Mobile side mission, I made sure to catch a Magnemite. We're gonna need the defensive benefits of a Steel type for sure. Oh yeah, it turns out that Raikou is guarding the power button to turn off the generator, so I made sure to catch him too. I'm not sure just yet who we're going to replace on the team, so we'll have to wait and see. May's last mandatory battle is our next conflict, but as usual, this one is pretty easy. Tentacruel took advantage of the rain here, and took out both Rapidash and Ludicolo, and did big damage to Venusaur before going down. Drasparath was easily able to finish it off. Trust me, this dragon is an absolute beast. Flying Gymlina Winona is next, but you know how this goes, we're pretty much made to destroy flying types. She does have a part ground type Dodrio with Intimidate, but Drasparath was able to get a boost from Ancient Power and knock it out. After that, he swept the rest of her team single-handedly. While travelling to my next objective, I ran into a shiny Snubbull, which actually didn't look too bad. Hashtag no shiny left behind. Maxie is up next in the Magma Hideout, but this guy was an absolute pushover. We left him all washed up in a clean sweep. Get wrecked. The gym battle with Tate and Liza is next, and unlike all my previous runs, we can use more than one Pokemon. I decided to lead with Luxray and Raikou, who has now replaced Ampharos. These 2 electric felines proved to be very effective. Raikou has adaptability in this game, which means our stab moves have double the power. The only issue I had was when Raikou got put to sleep with Hypnosis, but he woke up quick enough, and with the combo of his Thunderbolts and Luxray's Crunches, Tate and Liza were quickly shattered. Now we have our one and only fight with Archie, or we would, except that my emulator decided that it fucking hates me, and the frame rate practically stopped every time I tried to record this battle, so we're just gonna have to skip over it. Just know that this battle was really easy. Okay, issue fixed. Now we've only got Water Gym Leader Hoenn left to deal with. Tentacruel led the way, KOing most of his Pokemon with Thunderclap. We got whittled down a bit, as his Whiscash is immune to electric, and some of his Pokemon managed to survive more than one hit, but we didn't go down until after we had dealt big damage to his Kingdra. Thanks to that, Luxray easily finished him off. Before the Elite Four, we have our final battle with Wally. His starting Altara is actually part Fairy in this game, so I just had Tentacruel overpower it with a combo of Thunderclap and Overdrive. I switched into Drasparath for Rose Raid, but we got hit with Toxic by the time we took it down. Raikou took down his Delcatty, but got paralysed and confused by the time Gardevoir came out, causing us to faint. Gallade was also taken down with a dose of teamwork from Luxray and Raichu. GG Wally. Let's take a quick look at the team before we challenge the league. As you can see, I brought everyone up to level 60. These guys have really pulled their weight, so I reckon we stand a solid chance. By the way, if anyone is wondering why I haven't evolved Magneton, well it's because
I don't wanna.
Our first Elite Four member is the Ghost Trainer Phoebe. I lead with Luxray, hoping that Crunch would be enough. It does good damage, but her second Pokemon crippled me with Will-O-Wisp, cutting my attack stat in half. Because of this, her third Pokemon Gengar was able to finish Luxray off. Fortunately, Raikou was able to come in and clean up with a few Thunderbolts. He did get put to sleep by Sarcophagus, but she couldn't deal enough damage in time before we woke up. We also got burned by her Dust Noir, but since Raikou uses special attacks, this didn't matter. Second is a grass trainer called Serena, and this fight was rough. Her first Pokemon has Drought and sets up the sun, allowing some of her team members to outspeed us with Chlorophyll. Her second team member is a grass rock type version of Shuckle, and this thing is even more stally than the original. I tried beating it down with Raikou's super effective Aura Sphere, but to no avail. Magneton ended up being able to take it out with a new move called Carbonize. I tried to continue with Drasparath in order to take advantage of his ability that turns normal moves into flying moves, but he was already poisoned by this point and soon went down. Eventually it came down to Raichu versus Ferrothorn. Not a good matchup for us. I managed to set up my Tail Glow, but got paralysed off of Thunder Wave. Thankfully, I never missed a turn and was able to take it out. That was the longest battle of this run so far. Third up is Ice Trainer Glacier. This one was much easier, but still had a few hiccups along the way. Magneton dealt with her Lapras easily enough, but her Chrysalix somehow survived a 4 times effective attack and took us out with Earth Power. Raikou came in order to clean things up, but was unable to defeat her Mamoswine. After that, Tentacruel finished it off, along with her 2 Snorunt evolutions. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Drake. Now I know from a previous playthrough just how rough this guy can be. I started by having Drasparath break his Dragonite's multi-scale with Ancient Power, and I got the all stat boost. From there, I got a clean sweep. I honestly don't know what to say. This guy usually wrecks you, but this was the best possible luck we could have asked for. Alright, Pokemon Champion Wallace is our last challenge. As you know, he specialises in water types, so we should have this one in the bag. Raichu took down his first 2 Pokemon after setting up a Tail Glow, but took big damage from Earthquake in the process, leading to him getting knocked out by his 3rd Pokemon. After that, Drasparath came in and demolished the rest of his team. GG. Now just like in the regular Pokemon Emerald, there is a post-game battle that we've got to attempt. However, it's not Steven this time, but it is in fact the legend himself, Red. He uses the same Pokemon from his Heart Gold and Soul Silver team, but they're level 90 plus. As such, I'm gonna level up a bit before we tackle him. Now this one took 3 tries because his Venusaur was such a menace, and was surprisingly fast. I managed to get past Pikachu with Raichu, and dealt big damage to Venusaur, allowing Drasparath to finish it off. From there, we dealt big damage to Charizard, before Luxray finished it off. The scenario repeats after we defeat Blastoise, whom was followed by Lapras. Magneton finished that off before getting taken out by Snorlax, and Tentacruel cleaned up from there. Well, I've been looking forward to this challenge for a while, and this really is a great ROM hack. Every member on this team fought really well, and they each had a role to play. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Feel free to leave suggestions for future challenges you'd like to see me do in the future. Remember to like, share and subscribe for more challenge videos from me in the future, and until next time, have an awesome day.